the official NRL Fantasy Podcast.
And then Knight's got quite a few changes. McCarthy and Crossland halfback.
Yeah.
This is it.
Let's
Just
go.
going through our teams here, the NRL Fantasy official podcast. Andrew Mullenrolli joins me, Paulie G, and we're just looking at the Knights team. They've had some changes. We'll get to them. But what about the round overall? I suffered with Payne Haas as captain. I suffered with Jamie Humphries only scoring a 1. But other than that, most of my players went okay.
Yeah, I had Cleary. He kind of saved my round.
Yeah.
I had Cleary as captain.
Yeah.
Obviously, Humphries hurt me, but I feel like he hurt a lot of people.
Yeah.
And I left Purdue on the non-playing reserves, and that stung a little bit. So,
I knew people frantically reversing their trades because they would have a red dot. Someone that was out. Oh, well, I'll keep him one more week because now I'll get Purdue's score. So he went awesome. We need to talk about the crackdown by the referees because I feel like it contributed. And talking with Eric Wells, who's often on the show, I talked with him about it after the weekend's games, and he definitely thinks it's contributing to some of these lower fantasy scores because of the stop-start nature.
I mean, obviously, yeah. So, I mean, if you got Tino, that would have affected your score.
Well, yeah.
Things like
sin bin,
if you actually sin binned,
if it's a minute to go, like Stafford Tower.
I know things like that really sting. Yeah.
But just guys like Haas and May, like it seemed like a big change in the way they just this stop-start nature, right?
Yeah. So the game didn't actually get into a flow, and then Haas wasn't up against, I guess, fatiguing forwards, or neither was Terrell May. You know, so it's like it does. I mean, these guys are supreme athletes. So if you give them any break, they will, they're all going to be.
So this could affect us again this week. So if we're looking at Cleary v Haas, we might flip the switch now and go Cleary captain and Haas.
I think so.
VC.
Yeah. I think again
just until this all shakes out.
I think Cleary is just not that Haas isn't safe, but just Cleary is is such a safe option. He's such a safe
option. And they play the Dolphins, and it's a must-win game, isn't it? Is it crazy to say?
I think it is, because you think about their draw during the Origin and how many players they're going to have out during Origin. Like, they could have 6 players out.
Yeah,
so
they need a buffer.
They need
top 4.
They need to start banking some wins.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, and they can do it. They're 4-time champs for a reason. I still have the faith.
Questions? Get them in now. We'll answer them later. Lukey's going to join us as well very shortly. But why don't we talk previews?
Yep.
And we'll start with that game, Dolphins v the Panthers, because I feel like this is a game that, as you said, Penrith are going to have to win. But let's talk Dolphins first. Isaiah Katoa's been very good.
Great. Yep.
He could be a guy now on our radar. I thought about him at the start of the year as a bit of a real left field option. Kind of kicking myself I didn't go for it.
Well, he seems to be running the ball a little bit more.
Yeah.
I think, and obviously he does a lot of kicking because he's a great kicker. So he's solid in defence, so he doesn't get too many demerits for missed tackles and stuff like that. So I really think he's a bit of a pod, but I like him as an option. He's only getting better, like I said. He's running the ball more, doing all the kicking. Yeah, he's.
If people, with Tom Gilbert back, if people did reverse a trade, so getting him as the red dot to get Purdue 63 last week. Is he a hold? Now he's back, but on the edge. Is that a worry?
It's a bit of a worry. Yeah, it's a bit of a worry.
Max Platz becomes interesting, though, especially with that hooker dual position, because the hookers have struggled to score well in fantasy, which is so bizarre because they're usually the kings of the fantasy.
That's right. Yeah. So if they're playing 80 minutes, they're at least getting a lot of tackles up. So it's a bit tricky. But Max Platz, he's obviously really dependable, and Christian Wolf obviously loves him. So I think he's going to be a factor for the Dolphins. Yeah.
And you're saying Captain Cleary, but we've also got Dylan Edwards back. Blaze Talangi, first appearance as a starter for Penrith.
In that system, I think he could be very, very special.
Tom Jenkins is going well?
Yep. Yeah, that's not unsurprising as well. Yeah. With the Panthers, I think obviously with Dylan Edwards back, I think their defence will get shored up a fair bit. Obviously, they were conceding points when he was there, but I just think them now with Dylan's at the back, I think their defence will be
Could be the difference.
Could be the difference, yeah.
Let's talk about the Dragons v the Titans, and both teams ended up losing last week. So this is a huge game for both sides. Not a lot of changes on the field. Obviously, Jojo Fafita back. That's going to push David Fafita back to the bench for now.
Yep.
He could end up starting though, right? And he's a guy you know at this time of year. I did a bit of a deep dive earlier today. Rounds 6 to 12 he's like.
It's his wheelhouse. It's where he starts.
His wheelhouse.
Yeah. He needs to start the
72.5 average in 2023, 68.9 or 68.7 in 2024. So if you're eyeing him off, even from the bench, I'm thinking this week or next week, you probably want to get him in to really take advantage of those monster scores.
Well, I think the fact that he didn't play much round 2, I think really scared a lot of people off, but it's still David Fafita, right? He's still got that potential to break the line 20 metres out from his own line and go the length.
And
he's got that
difference,
in him.
right? Guys that move on Fafita the week early rather than a week or two late.
He's a gun. Like, who knows if he's going to play Origin this year, so he might be a good pickup because, they've had an early bye, so it could be... It's crazy to say this, Dave Fafita as a sleeper.
Yeah, isn't it?
Yeah,
and his price, it's so affordable.
Yep.
Both for Moore is going to be an interesting one in a few weeks because that 20 is really going to tank his price over the next.
I brought him in last week to really.
Gee, that's unlucky.
Yeah,
who would have known that was going to happen?
Well, he got moved to the centres, didn't
he? That's what I mean. There's any reason why he got such a low score because he's so reliable normally.
Yep.
But non-owners will be keeping a close eye. So I think you just hold him, and the rest of us will own him soon enough.
Yeah, I think
and Brimson and Campbell, we're still kind of.
He might be on the Origin radar too. Oof. You've heard Billy Slater talk about him.
Yeah.
Really glowingly.
He'd be a good sort of 16th, 17th.
Yeah, so I wouldn't be surprised if he's in and around those.
There's a lot of positions.
Yeah.
And you like Brimson and Campbell still? I mean,
all things considered, they did pretty well score-wise. I think Campbell is a must. And
Brimson, that dual position, right?
And I think Brimson, again, I think you're going to get hits and misses early on this year because he's still kind of new to 5'8", I guess.
Yeah. Yep. We didn't talk much Dragons, but they're playing a very flano style of game plan, which means Toby Couchman, Hamish Stewart, Dylan Egan are just racking up fantasy points.
Just all through the guts.
Price, through the roof. So if you've got any of all of those guys, you're laughing.
I brought in Egan last week and I was very, very happy.
46.
Yeah. Not that many minutes either, really. On. But yeah, Flano loves him. You hear him talking about him. He loves him. So
you didn't get Egan yet. Just get him now.
I think so.
Just get him this week.
I think so.
It's a must buy. Let's talk Broncos v the Roosters, shall we? And Brisbane say clinical against my West Tigers last week, and they're up against the Roosters side. I'm going to say they almost deserved to win that game. They played really well.
Who's that?
Roosters against South.
Oh yeah, I mean, bit of lateral brilliance.
Yeah. So, but the fear is, of course, when you're with a young team, they put a lot of effort into that game.
Heads go down. Yeah.
Are you going to back it up the week after you've got to travel to Brisbane? This won't be easy. Hugo Savala wearing the number 7.
Yep.
Wow. That's a huge task.
100%. And big raps on him, obviously, but it's going up to Suncorp.
Yeah.
On a Friday night, is it? Yeah, it's going to be a tough assignment, especially with the team that put 50 on them in round 1.
What are you thinking both for him and Sandon Smith? A lot of people still own. Is Savala, some people were pretty keen on Savala at 230, but a break even of 72 because, of course, he hasn't been getting a lot of minutes. So are you just watching him real closely?
I think you might watch him. Yeah, watch him because I think he's the answer moving forward now. I think that's pretty obvious now. And with Sandon, I think he's been doing a job. So he might actually be the chief playmaker now that he's a more senior guy in the halves. So he might. Yeah,
it's exciting if you held on to.
Yeah, so I've still got Sandon because I've had other spot fires I had to put out, and it's been fine.
I was actually hopeful this might happen.
Yeah.
That Sandon might be given more responsibility, so I was pretty keen just to hold him in my emergencies. Yeah. While he was a bit up and down.
He can score a try too, can't he?
Yeah.
So that's always handy.
Yeah. And Siwa Wong, well, it's never too late.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to get him this week. Yeah. I don't really care, jumping on the back of the 80, but it's not just one big score that you're chasing because you've seen his body of work now. Yeah, there's enough injuries in that forward pack. You don't have to be worried that he's going to lose his spot.
No, he's special. He's a special player, and obviously last year he was, young, just finding his feet again, and I think he's in for the long haul. He's an absolute gun of a player.
If you held Connor Watson, are you worried he finally got a score below 50 when he, wasn't injured?
Well,
doesn't matter.
we were talking about hookers before, right? Like he's going to put up big scores as your hooker.
Yeah.
Like he's one of a kind, really.
Yeah, and Mark Nwanga-Nitawaze, of course, 18th man. He might still play, but Billy Smith, a late inclusion last week, now has one role. Robert Toya stays in, but there could be movement there, so just keep an eye on it.
Yeah, there's a lot of chat about Dom Young, but I think, just keep
getting paid too much money.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Brisbane, we're saying maybe take the C off Haas for now, just until these rule adjustments sort of settle down.
Although this is not a bad matchup.
Reece Walsh, can I invite you into that conversation?
Oh, mate.
I had to do it.
Yeah, look, I'm sticking solid.
He's got to turn it around.
He's got to turn.
If you're not an owner, though, is this the week to go, well, I might buy him?
Well, what did he get round one? He got like 50 round one, didn't he?
Coming up against Teddy.
Yeah.
Teddy's going great.
Teddy's going great.
Potential buy.
But yeah, round one he did really well. I looked like a genius round one when I picked him up. He's at home.
Yeah.
Is it raining up there? Don't know. It could be a dry track. He's great in the dry track. I mean, I'm going to stick solid because I have to, I think.
Yeah, he might be a buy for some of those. Maybe watch one more week. Shibasaki, I'm not sure if I'm playing him or not if I was to own him, which I don't, but probably. Is
he up against Toya or Billy Smith?
I think he'll come up against Toya.
Okay.
I think it's one of those ones depending on the makeup of your bench, if he gets a spot or not.
Just keeps on performing, doesn't he?
Got to say as well, I was up at Sunny Maitland over the weekend. Shout out to Will. I met his parents, Matt and Alicia, and Will's a huge NRL Fantasy fan and viewer of our show. So I just want to shout out Moses Me Alone as his team. Apparently he's killing it.
Oh, good boy. Maybe you should get on the show then.
Yeah, that's it. And Lukey, I think's around too. So I don't know if Lukey's coming in at the moment, but I wanted to get that shout out.
Here he is.
This is your new way of just coming in.
It's like the Undertaker.
I wish that was correct.
Was the Undertaker one of your favourites growing up? Who was the one that you would have liked to come out to their music?
Oh, Stone Cold.
Stone Cold. Just go straight to the top.
I'll shatter some glass next time. We'll come flying in with the takes about Reece Walsh.
And you got to put your mic on.
No, that's all right. You keep talking.
Well, I got to say also about the questions, right? So get them in, and we'll answer them very soon. We're nearly halfway through these previews, so it's nearly questions time.
Good.
Looks like it's got a low battery.
That's all right. It's all good. You keep talking. I'll just be
here. We'll just get Leaky can come in and fix it.
I'll just be here as decorations, mate.
Yeah, Leaky can come in and fix it. It's not going to be a problem. Might need to bring a battery pack. There you go.
Thanks, mate.
Wow.
How good's a live TV?
Professionals.
This is what happens.
That's all right. You keep talking, mate.
All right, let's move on.
We shall move on very, very shortly once Leaky gets organised.
That's where you go, mate. It's all good.
That's all right. Got to stick to the Tom Lake plan.
Okay.
Do you need a hand with that?
No, that's all right. Still mean and MacGyver. This is great television. Keep going, Kiwi.
It's got to go. It's got to be the. Got to be the way that it goes sometimes.
Good.
I don't think it's on. This is great. Maybe I'd get Leaky back. Come turn it on for us, Leak man. As far as your trades this week, Andrew, what are you thinking?
I haven't had a real good look yet, but I'm really, I think we need to move on from Jamie Humphries and Jack Cole. I think they're, God, you guys are absolute amateurs. How's that? Talk for me.
There you go. Are we good?
We're good. So I was saying Jack Cole, Jamie Humphries. I think it's time for those guys to move on without Jack Cole being named. Obviously, Jamie Humphries out for a couple of weeks. His break even is something like 60 or something. Jamie Humphries. So even if he does come back, he's got to absolutely kill it. So I think he's made his money. I think
you can always bring him back later.
Yeah.
But it's just the point.
Hammies over 4 weeks are no good anyway. You can't hold that long anyway. So
yeah, fair enough.
Money's too good. You can move to a better player. If it was like 2 weeks, maybe, but
too much money.
Too much money.
Let's talk the Sharks and the Seagulls, shall we? Both teams would be disappointed not getting the 2 points last week. So this is a massive game down at Shark Park. And T. Wilton back.
Sorry, no, it's a double header in Perth. Optus Stadium.
Of course it is.
He's carrying this show today, isn't he?
Optus Stadium is the venue. Sharks v Manly, first of the double header, as Andrew rightly points out. And no Teague Wilton last week, a late withdrawal, so he's back. Siosifa Talakai's back. And meanwhile, Manly, well, still no Tommy Turbo, LOI back. And of course, Tommy Talau, 18th man, might get a run as well.
Nice if we can get Tommy Talau back in the squad somewhere. Yeah, with the Sharks, I think Teague Wilton is massive in. I haven't been keeping an eye on his scores in fantasy, but I was on board him last year. He did me well last year. Is he a bit of a pod this year, do you think?
I think so. I think some people started with him and it didn't work out because of the injury.
I think Nakora is the one this round.
Yeah.
Nakora had remember the corresponding game last year. Remember Nakora went nuts? Yeah, he went. If I was in Nakora, and I'd be very excited this week.
Could Hines turn it on? Will DCE turn it on?
Well, it's always the revenge game, right?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure he's got one of his higher averages against Manly, if I'm not mistaken.
What about Fanua Blake? I know I've had him from the beginning.
Yeah, this will be another revenge game.
This will be a pretty good matchup. I think he'll be. He scares me as a Manly fan coming up against Adam Fanua.
Of course.
Yeah.
No Paseka now too.
That's what I mean. That's the thing. We are
going to have to go very, very small to counter it, unfortunately.
Timbo Slice suggested Marween Chilotti last week. He kept his spot over Talakai, which I'm not sure if that was necessarily going to happen.
But Talakai's a forward now. He's not a centre.
Yeah, but does that mean Hiroti could be a buy, or do you think Hero comes back too soon?
Oh, yeah, but what's the diagnosis on Hero though?
Well, it's the same thing you're talking about when it's a hammy.
Yeah, but did they say what grade?
How long's he been out for already? 2 weeks? Last week? Yeah.
The problem is Hero goes straight back into the team. That's the problem.
Yeah. What did he get last week? I don't think...
65.
Oh, did...
Yeah.
Well, I was expecting you to say 35.
He had a blinder.
He had a Shibasaki game.
He wasn't
had a
on my radar.
Shibasaki, yeah. He wasn't on any of our radars. But shout out to Timbo. He was on his radar, so he's done well there. And Ruben Garrick owners, just keep the faith.
Of course.
That's what you're going to get, mate.
If he gets 100 one week and 40 the next, like,
especially
what's your 2 week average? You know, it's going to be fine.
That's what you're going to get without Turbo there.
If you're playing head to head, I get.
He needs Turbo to have the constant scores, unfortunately.
Let's talk about the other game in that double header in Perth, the Rabbitohs v the Cowboys, and this side is looking very different for Souths. Jaden Sullivan's a new halfback. I actually think he'll go well in fantasy because Latrell's 5'8", who I think will also go well in fantasy. And Ewan Aitken's back in the centres, Alex Johnston back on the wing. So a lot happening here for Souths. They've sort of come up all right, haven't they, considering some of these injuries? You would have thought that their team would have looked more decimated than that. Doesn't look too bad.
I don't hate Latrell at 5'8" at all. I'm surprised that Lewis Dodd's not getting a run.
He's not in.
No, he got done for a crusher.
Did he? Okay, because
bad timing.
It's just not in the cards, unfortunately.
Yeah. Well, Manly.
Every time they've needed him, he's either got a suspension or he's
first Englishman to come over highly touted and.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he got done for a crusher.
So that's surprising. Again, like I said, Latrell at 5'8" actually excites me.
I think so. Remember when GI moved?
Yeah, mate. He's just that good. He can do anything.
And as Bronny said in our videos, Jai Gray's leading the Dally M's.
This is amazing.
So I mean, I think it's simpler than that. It's just Wayne Bennett, mate. He just turns. Respectfully, he just turns these people into winners.
Yeah.
It's as simple as that. Like the Hubners of the world, like Jaden Sullivan. What's doing? Do you know what I mean? Like he'll probably have a great game.
I think if you're in draft, just grab him, and and of course next week the DPPs get.
Yeah, but Latrell doesn't count. He hasn't enough games on his belt, right? Yeah.
How many would he need? Like
3, right?
3 or 4?
3, isn't it?
I think if he had 3 in one position,
it's 3. I'm pretty sure it's 3, isn't it?
Named at 5'8", it's going to be impossible because it's just 1-on-1.
Can you imagine the blow-ups?
What if he plays 3 games at 5'8", then he goes 3 games at centre?
I know.
Are we going to get 3 positions? Fullback, winger.
What are we going to do? That's right. The game will explode.
You mean the Tyron Wishart, basically?
Yeah, or the Max Plath.
Max Plath.
I play every position. And the Cowboys, has anyone got any interest in Drinkwater? Is that crazy? No. I mean, I'm not that keen this year, but
not this year.
I'd rather just go Reece Walsh. He's cheaper.
I need more data.
Oh, you missed the Reece Walsh chat. It was a good.
No, I've heard it. It's all right. It's good. He'll come good, mate. He's 400 and something K. What's the problem?
Speaking of Reece Robson.
Yeah.
What's going to happen? Is he going to get Origin selection?
He'll get Origin selection.
Hooker this year outside of Watson is just a lottery.
He'll play Origin. He'll play Origin.
And Clifford, I've got to say, in defence of NRL.com writer Corey Rosser, he copped some heat over the week.
Yeah.
Right?
For what?
But, Clifford to Munster, or Munster to Clifford. But
must be a Kiwi thing, because friend of the show, John Mailing, was all over Jake Clifford.
Yeah,
and he
sure
actually
was.
went bananas.
Well, so far, and this is a good time to shout out TK. He's retired from the fantasy world.
Was there a press conference?
Sort of.
Okay.
You can check it on Insta if you want.
We're doing a guard of honour or anything?
I think we should.
Okay.
The guy helped us out over the years and did a lot for the game, and he was the quintessential guy to go, hey, let people have a take. Don't hate. And so far, well, let's not hate on Corey because
Yeah.
I don't think anyone's hating. It's all an opinion.
Kindness is free,
Yeah.
guys. Come on.
yeah. And so we'll
Be
see.
nice.
I'm going to keep following this
Yep.
because who knows?
Any chance of a comeback?
I don't think so.
You don't think so? Press release, I'm back? Nothing?
I don't believe so.
Oh, well. All the best, TK.
Jackson Purdue.
Oh, I love him. I'm
What are you
bringing him in
thinking?
this week.
Yep.
So I didn't start with
I've
him.
had him all year.
Yeah.
He's just been in my emergencies, unfortunately.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I missed out on his points last week.
I think he might be a play this week.
Good player.
He's a good player.
He's definitely. I reckon if not, he'd be in the top 5 quickest players in the league.
He's a goer.
Yeah, he's just.
Absolute
I love
goer.
watching him.
Yep. Plenty of points in that game. That's all I'm going to say. There's not going to be much defence in that game.
No.
Considering the back line that's picked for South, there's going to be a lot of points.
Give the Perth credit.
That's why Mollers takes good. Latrell.
Yeah.
He could get a very, very big score this week.
Sullivan.
Yeah.
I'll go good. So we fly from Perth to Darwin Saturday night as the Eels take on the Raiders, and Parramatta, they're back. That was great seeing, good scenes. Combank.
No, not from a Dragons fan, it wasn't.
Well, Lenty, he was happy.
Well, he was confident all week.
Yeah.
He said Yogi's going to have a big score, come back with a van, and he did. Again, I didn't play him, so
Friend of the show,
great stuff.
Matty Tabbitt, I did say to him last week, I've got a good feeling about Yongi. I'm not going to sell him. Call me crazy.
No, I liked it. I only got rid of him because I kind of had a different plan. But I was like, he's the most consistent player of the first 4 rounds until that. It was going to come for him, right?
I think so.
He's a talented kid. He's
Hopefully he backs it up.
Yeah.
Starts going count. I'd love to see him counting Kinney it.
Yep.
See what happens. I think Dylan Brown had a big game.
Huge.
Yeah, so that was a
Running
big
the ball
turnaround.
more.
I mean, some people might pick him up this week. I'm not sure. Do we know what's happening with Mitch Moses? How many more weeks out? Might only be a couple.
Yeah, I got a couple.
Well, he was aiming for Magic Round. I heard on the telecast. So
Probably Dylan Brown.
And is Riley Smith actually going to start this week, or is that just another smoke screen?
Well, who did it hurt more, Riley Smith owners or Jermaine Hopgood owners? Because Hopgood got moved to dummy half.
he came off after 20 minutes too, which Hopgood owners would have been spewing.
It was a disaster.
they were.
It was a disaster.
Yep.
The two big takeaways from Eels is Dylan Walker helps them heaps. He helped Brown
that's nice.
massively,
Yeah,
and
played
it's
the ball.
Kautoga basically.
So what's the go here? Because you watch the game and he's sort of going along steady as she
He's a
goes.
Gilbert mate. He's a plotter.
But then
He
finds a way to score.
That's right. But he's
points.
respectfully, he's just a worker.
I'm so worried.
He's not that flashy. Oh, I'm going to get a 8-point offload.
But he'll get like a sneaky broken tackle because
Yeah,
it's
that's
hard
right.
to bring down.
And then he scores tries.
He's literally
Moses isn't even back.
literally Lemu from 2 years ago.
Yeah,
that edge
he's got a lot of
Seno,
Lemu about
and you go, gee, he's not doing much, and you look up and it's a 45. I'll take it.
Another 60
That'll do.
price.
Yeah, it's good.
I just have this bad feeling that the week that I get Kautoga, because I'm feeling I'm going to have to
but
get him,
Yeah,
is the week that he gets
But
20.
I think that's him now. I think he's just going to be one of those working
one
players.
of those guys, he's not going to get any of those attacking stats. And then
Well,
it's
obviously,
gonna be
Ryles obviously loves him because he's keeping like Bryce Carter.
Work in the now, Paulie. Work in the now. Don't worry about the
I'm
future.
done.
Work in the now.
Yeah, I'm thinking about
Instant gratification,
he's
mate.
still a buy. The Raiders. Speaking of buys,
Your Raiders.
What a game, eh? What a Seb, my mate,
My
Seb Chris.
friend of the show, personal friend of Paulie G, Seb
But
Chris.
he didn't know much about.
Did you
fantasy.
talk to him after the game?
No.
No insights?
No, I just when I chatted to him in the off season, we talked about fantasy, gave him a bit of a rundown how it works.
You tell him that you've been on him for
Was he
years.
training the house down in the summer?
Well, he sort of was learning, you know. I told him a few things about it. He was interested. He was keen. I said, look...
I have noticed a bit of a difference in his play style. Is that a bit of you as well?
Well, maybe now I'll explain to him, you know, 2 for a tackle break, 4 for an offload. I don't know. I mean, the fact is, if you watch that play...
Have you tried scoring tries, Sebastian?
That's right. Have you tried scoring
watch
tries?
Watch that play, and he's run from the other side of the field, just on the off chance...
A roaming roll.
The off
chance of getting fantasy points.
It's all fantasy, mate.
Anyway, Jamal Fogarty. He's a pickup.
Yeah, he's
right.
Lots
Again, Jamie Humphries.
Lots of people are going to get.
Everyone's talking about it. It's not a secret.
Yeah.
Nah.
He's a big pickup.
Yeah, big pickup.
Matty Nicholson. Are we all on the?
I got Nicholson.
Is it too late? Is it too late? Because
Zach Hosking.
Yeah, I didn't.
If it wasn't for
Hosking's probably 1 or 2 weeks away.
No, because I went Hosking to Haas.
But we just don't.
Which is still good.
We just don't know what role he's going to play.
Fogarty and getting Fogarty and having Nicholson.
They've got
a nice little.
They've got so many forwards, mate. Like literally that game on the weekend, we were waiting for Horsburgh to come back. Remember, they had 2 interchanges.
It's
and
tough with this. With
he didn't come back on.
I'm telling you, at one point we'll be talking about, do we sell Horsburgh because of the origin?
I think he's going to get a. I think he's going to get a spot. See, I think either you're going to get lucky with one of them, Hopgood or Horsburgh. Which one are you ever held on to? I think because I don't think Billy's
going the horse.
I don't think Billy's going to fit both of them in.
I think he's going Bo Fermor.
Okay, well there you go.
I don't think.
I hope not, for your sake.
I think that's where he's going.
Speaking of guys killing it in fantasy and potential origin selection, on the back of it, Hudson Young.
Yep.
Been playing great, and then Joe Tarpanay. Wow, what a score!
Well,
Yeah, he's out this week again, isn't he?
Joe.
Oh no, I'm thinking of Tarpanay.
No, you're thinking
Tino. Sorry,
yeah,
my bad.
you're thinking Tino.
Yeah, I reckon Tarpanay.
They're both beasts. It's
If someone picked up Tarpanay this week, I wouldn't be saying change it. That's a good pick.
He's a weapon, mate.
Yeah, he's a weapon. Make sure you get your questions in. We're going to be answering them very soon. Let's talk Storm v the Warriors now. And sorry, guys, that I have to mention Melbourne, but they were incredible.
They're favourites for a reason, mate.
Brilliant.
Mate, as I said, they'll go as far as Tommy can take them, mate. And I think that's the way it is.
Well, the Storm, Munster, Hughes, Grant, Pappenhausen, it's almost like they're all going too well, and no one can get the big score.
Yeah, they're just sharing it.
They just share the wealth, mate. That's the problem.
Yeah.
And also too, now you've got like a few. They're managing injuries as well. Like Jerome coming back early from the hand, getting the early rest.
It was so demoralising. They could have put 60 on us.
Well, mate, they're lucky because at the end of the game, Munster actually pointed for 2.
Yeah, he wanted to.
And Harry Grant said, "No, let's keep going."
Yeah.
They could have easily got 50.
Yeah.
What about
Munster wanted to bury us?
What about Stefano?
Yep. Well,
We've been waiting for that game.
know all about Stefano.
We've been waiting for that game, so
Yeah,
Don't get better.
Yeah. Not surprised though.
And your man Liero's he's going from strength to strength.
It's the Wayne Bennett chat, mate. Like any bloke,
You guys surprised?
any bloke he gets, he turns.
Credit. He has killed it.
Well, in the context of the game, he made a pretty big play because if Kohler gets that first try, it could have been a different game.
Yeah.
He made that try saver at the end of the half. So,
Jack Howarth owners, shout out to Foggy. What do we do? Do we get rid of him?
I'm going to ride the train.
They got to. It's going to come around, right?
Yeah.
It's going to be a game where the Storm win big and Howarth just.
Yeah, I was surprised he didn't go bigger this week, especially with the score and him scoring.
it was a weird game. It was a weird game, though.
I'd hold him.
I'm holding.
It was a weird game. You thought someone had a monster score, but there wasn't really. They just shared the wealth so much.
Well, it's like the Broncos.
Yeah.
They're like carbon copies of each other at the moment, the way they play.
Except these blokes defend. That's the difference.
Yeah, I mean.
No, they do. They can play different styles. That's what separates them from the.
Last week the games followed a similar.
Yeah, but that's the way it is at the moment. Once you get possession.
Warriors, they had the bye, so that's handy.
Can't get a read on them.
This is such a tough
Very
game.
weird. Like, again, Barnett's price is plummeting.
I'm really keen.
Lots of people on
David Fafita and Mitch Barnett are the two guys I'm really keen.
I've had a lot of people message me this week about Aaron Clark as well.
I want to watch one more. There's no Dylan Walker, and I love his style of play, but I'm just nervous that he kind of gets what you pay for.
Yeah.
Does it in great style, does it brilliantly, good draft pickup. I'm just a little bit nervous with so many guys making money at the moment. Is it going to end up a net negative by going Clark at that awkward price than just going gun cheapy.
Well, I mean, how many minutes was he playing at lock for the Titans? Was it kind of similar minutes?
Yeah,
so I feel like we've seen it all.
And also depends on Webster too, because Webster's really he's teasing so many people with Fisher Harris, and one week he'll play just that extra 5 minutes is huge for Fisher Harris.
Yeah.
Because it's different between like a 45 and a 55. It's just huge. Yeah. And Barnett's the same. Anytime he's really needed to like
turn the screws
in a big game, he leaves them on. Yeah. But when he feels like he's safe, he leaves them off.
Yep.
So it's
just. I mean, how does this week bode?
Well, it's just like I think
you got to give a wide berth.
I think this week
Storm man, like if they're going to cook like that, he'll just go, "What's the point?"
That's the thing. So maybe wait till next week.
Yeah.
They might be a bit
I
cheaper.
like Barnett as a buy next
Back to the Origin chat too, man. His price is dipping. Like, and what if he doesn't make the team?
Well, he'll be fighting for it, which means he'll go better, right?
Because he'll be competing with the bloke you're about to talk to in the next game.
Yeah. All right. Let's talk Newcastle v the West Tigers now. And Kalen Ponga, his price is plummeting. So a lot of people said with that early buy, I can't start with him. They were probably not happy with those great early scores. Those that started with him are great with him. Well, there's a chance everyone's going to own him in a couple of weeks, unless he can turn it around. It is a good matchup for him, though, against the West Tigers.
But I feel like they're fairly decimated, so he has to do a lot.
Crossland into halfback.
And also, can I just say as well, like I know Dogs won, but they were very, very good considering what happened to them at the start of the game.
Oh, even Cam Serralda.
They lost 2 plays straight away. They lost a guy running onto the field.
Yeah. Can't believe that they couldn't activate the 18.
Think of the last time that they lured the fireworks scan. Remember that?
I know, but
he got the firework in the eye and he couldn't stay on the field.
That wasn't a sub though, was it?
No, he had to come on, and then they had to like wait. He was waiting.
Yeah.
So that
was Nickel Croxtad.
And as soon as they kicked off, he had to come off.
Yeah. First time we.
So that's what I mean. Like the scoreline didn't really reflect how much they hung in.
That's what I was going to say. Cam Serralda after the game, he said Knights were so brave, and they were. They hung in.
Brave.
Well, I'm telling you, I was pretty happy with those updates on Bradman Best. Cookie wasn't though. I beat him in head-to-head.
No, there you go. Had to get it in there.
But it was close, Cookie. It was very close.
Who won? You.
Oh. 1 point.
1 point.
1 point.
Bradman Best got a lot of updates, so there's...
Were you upstairs with the fantasy guys?
No, I wasn't. I was in Maitland this weekend.
I thought you were tinkering with some... Anyway,
scandal.
No scandal. Thomas Cant.
Good man.
I mean, he moved to centre, but
he was good.
Matter.
He was good. He was real good. He's a real finder, unfortunately. But again, he's just with Kai, like Floggy said, with KPP back.
Lucas
will be taking that spot back.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So
we get to see Matt Arthur, which I'm excited about off the bench, and Tyrone Thompson. I'm also excited to watch. So that's good. Don't go too well, guys.
Again, I think Newcastle are very similar to the other teams below Melb. That little tier just below, where you're going to get 1 week where they're just
a bit like
off,
Sharks.
and then next week they'll go nuts.
Yeah.
So if this is the week,
look out. We do get
home on an afternoon. They could be really fired up.
Jerome Luai's back.
Not to put the mocker on your blokes, but you're going to be able to pump.
Jarrell Skelton back really helps.
Yeah.
And then I feel like Stafford Toa against his old club. He's already going great, so I think start him.
He's a great centre.
I'm happy to start him. And then Terrell May, I reckon he'll bounce back. If you wanted to go a bit left field and make him captain.
Well, I mean, look at the forward pack he's up against. With all due respect, I think he could go.
Well, it's Leo's job to stop it.
Yeah. What about Alex Seyfarth owners? He's been threatening a low score, but he keeps getting out of it. And this week he didn't.
Well, I think this is the same chat we had about Caltoga, right? He's just a worker. He's not a flasher. Everyone gets frustrated with him when he gets like a 30 or a 35. Everyone goes, oh. But that's what he is.
Yeah.
If he gets that little bonus, quick little line break or a try, you go, you beauty.
33.
A lot of people are going to flick him this week, I'm telling you.
I'm holding him 1 more week.
People are going to get desperate. They're going to flick him this week.
Are you worried about him and maybe getting sent to the bin, maybe? That could be it's on the radar. That's on the radar. One of the great redheads. Get him, Alex.
Do you think Tyrell May can keep this up?
I think before Origin, yeah. I think he's...
So this will be an acid test.
I was going to talk to you about this before, but we were too busy. But like have you noticed during the games now, he's kind of doing that, like he'll just take a bit of a rest in the game.
Yeah.
So he'll kind of just sit back and survey, then he'll go, I'm going to insert myself again.
Yeah.
I think Benji's playing it well because he's not wasting a sub on him.
Yeah.
which is interesting.
Because he likes to use 2 subs.
Yeah.
Coruscant.
Yeah, that's right.
So
He likes to bring him back on for crunch
means
time.
he's got to find another way to
Crunch time.
save.
Well, again, I think I'm really starting to think it could almost come down to him and Barnett for that last
Wow.
Origin. Well, you could have Haas and May as your starting props.
Don't hate it.
I mean, it's going to be nasty.
Don't hate it.
Yeah. Let's get to your questions, shall we? First up, Dom Griffin.
Are you confident though, Paulie?
Maybe.
Okay.
Probably not. Afternoon, gentlemen. Positional coverage aside, is Couchman or Fogarty a better trade in? If I get Fogarty, will next week be too late for Couchman given his low break even? I don't want to ruin the team selection.
Oh, the video, yeah.
But they were the 2 guys we were like...
Spoiler alert.
We're not going to tell you who we went with.
Yeah. So we're
But it
not going
was
to answer your
hard.
question, Dom.
It's hard, Dom.
Yeah.
But it's probably not too late for either of them.
Paulie,
right?
you know this. Griffo got rid of Cleary, didn't he? I think he did. I'm pretty sure he went. Cookie held, and he. So if he did,
Mac,
I think he's going to get Fogarty.
He likes to do the max trading.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he did.
So if that's the case,
I'm pretty sure he did. Yeah, Griff, I'm pretty go Fog, mate.
Yeah, he's still got Cleary.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go. There's the answer.
So he's got Cleary, but obviously with no Humphreys and no Cole, he'd be playing Sandon Smith this week.
Oh,
or
no.
he can move Campbell to the halves.
Yeah.
And then he'd have to play Brimson, who he left on his bench.
There you go. Full audit.
I'd go Coucher and Griff.
I like the idea of Couchman as far as trying to...
Yeah, especially if you've still got Cleary, because I know a lot of people haven't got Cleary, so...
But I do like Fogarty a lot.
I like Fogarty as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Savgan still got Walsh at the moment.
Good stuff.
Should I trade him for King Gutho or wait for Kilaz next week? I've still got 180. I think Walsh, we talked about at the start of the show for feeders' time to shine, is that week 6 to 12. But I think other players, like your Munsters, your Walshes, your Barnetts, they're going to be doing something similar because this is when they want to prove, hey, I'm an Origin player. And players need to perform before those selections happen.
But also too, Sav, as well, like, again, don't put the mocker on Ponga, but like, it's good to get Walsh now because you're going to need him. Like, well, again, if something big happens to a certain player, I don't think he's going to play Origin.
I don't think so either, but
But what I'm saying, in that period, you're going to need handy players like him that are going to have to carry.
he's going to be still wanting to play Origin though.
I get that, but I'm just saying.
Yeah, with Reynolds' hamstring twinge, does Walsh kick goals now?
I think he'll be doing a bit more. That's what I'm saying. He'll be doing a bit more kicking.
It's going to come.
It is still quite.
It's
I mean,
come.
I know we've been going 5 weeks, but still quite early in the season.
Yeah.
Like they're not like there's still people aren't in their rhythms.
And wing full back position is so up and down.
And also too, why would you flick him when he's 480k?
Just I'd.
Why would you flick
It's
him?
the old thing. If his average is this and he's scoring that, that means next game he's probably going to get that. I remember a few weeks ago we talked about Haas and then I backtracked, but the last 2 games I've been proven right. I said Haas can't keep doing it, and it was right.
All right,
So
Paulie.
don't do it
I
for
captained him when he
Walsh.
had 100. Relax.
Well, I got him. I went against my own comment. You know, I'm like, oh, must be wrong.
This is a better one.
Daniel Dimitrevski, Rolls burnt me last week at Hopgood. Time to move on and run the Rolls rule out.
Oh, jeez, this is very hard.
Well, the problem is,
he's
Daniel,
bleeding. He's bleeding.
is that there's going to come a time where Hopgood's going to be a good player to own. Unfortunately, round 6 is not that time.
Yeah, I don't. I'm out. I'm out on most power players this year, I'm afraid. It's hard. I mean, we don't know what Rolls is about, do we? Like, really?
No.
I think I figured it out.
It's assessment period, mate.
I
They're
think I
literally
figured it out.
going through an audit on the field.
They are, mate.
Rolls
They are.
just wants guys that are not going to drop their heads when things are bad.
Yeah.
He's looking for that 5 or 6 guys when Iongi threw the forward pass, came around, mate, it's all right.
Fine.
We're going to get through this.
What did I say last week when Floggy was on about Hopgood? Remember the Captain America Endgame thing?
Yeah.
He can't keep doing it on his own. So the problem is he's almost
He's a bit gassed.
he's almost going, man, let's give you a bit of a rest. I'll get some other guys in.
You got to remember,
have to do some
he was doing
get-ups.
it last year as well.
He's an undersized middle that does a lot of work.
You got to save him.
It's a Cameron Murray effect all over again, and we're seeing that now. Look what happened. So
I'd love you to write back in, Daniel, and tell us like 2 or 3 people who you're thinking is your option, because it's not worth it if you don't have a good time.
Because that trade's got to be, you've got to nail that trade, because the problem is he's still going to be getting 50s and...
I think so.
Yeah.
HRNG, Jamie to Clifford, or go for Feeder. He'll probably stop losing money.
Is this Mailing's burner?
Well, I'd go for Feeder.
I'd go for Feeder.
Yeah, a lot of people I went a week early.
Only because I love Feeder as a fantasy player.
And it worked out. He got a 50, so...
He got a 52 with no ball either.
Yeah.
And this could be a game where the Titans score.
Again, like I said, there's a pattern. Down week, up week. They're gonna be that team. You don't know what version you're going to get.
Early enough.
Yeah.
I've got a feeling Des starts him.
Yeah, but I don't think it matters, because he's not an 80-minute player anymore. He just does so much damage in less minutes. Yeah. Remember, he got the last 10 minutes off.
Yeah. Din Barn, thoughts on Humphreys and Cole to Latrell and Rice.
Holy dooly.
I like Latrell. I'm not sure about Riley.
Well, Riley might be his only option.
Yeah.
Unless
he's going to salary.
Hugo.
No. Maybe.
Would you prefer Savala to Riley Smith?
I'm steering clear of
Rooster. Yeah, I don't.
Trying to steer clear of Roosters and Para at the moment.
Yeah. Roosters, like it's just.
I wonder if he could still get.
I know you guys have
gone out of breach.
I know you two guys are talking about Roosters, but again, their win percentage at Lindsay's shocking. Shocking. And they need him big time, unfortunately.
I'd love to know how much money you've got to spend if we can find someone.
Yeah.
That's
That's it.
Missed the boat on Wong.
Dom Thompson.
Paulie says you haven't missed the bait, so you keep getting on.
Oh, you haven't missed the bait. Got an 80. Good break even. I'm going to buy him this week.
He's just tackling now. That's the difference in him now. Like, the knock on him last year was he had the attacking stats, but he just kept missing so many tackles. Yeah. Now he's not missing them, so I can't dispute it.
Yeah, I like him. Is it?
I like him too. He's good.
McEwen and LeBlanc are other options. If you didn't want to go Riley.
Oh, jeez.
Time and Paddy, I guess, as well. Time to finally start Purdue over Tamale or Toya. I think all 3 will go well this week.
I think this is
a good matchup.
The centre this year for me.
Toya's matchup okay against. I mean, he did all right round 1.
He did well against Latrell, man. Look at the score he got against Latrell.
50, according to the predictor.
That's good, mate. That's good.
He's running against Shibasaki and Gashevsky.
That's good, man. I'm telling you, I'd be playing Toya for sure.
Well, I guess what did he get round 1? He went bananas round 1. Didn't he?
He got a line break off his first run, remember?
Yeah.
He went in the try-assist.
I like it. Tamale against the Eels, 44, still good. And then Purdue, I don't mind their matchup either, 45.
I like Purdue.
Well, this goes back to what we talked. This is where you got to go back to Paulie's looping video. I think you got to loop these guys.
If you can, it's a hard round to loop.
I know, but
Bulldogs. Well, I've got Preston, but he's not in.
You just don't want to get. You don't want to get caught not having one of these scores.
Positional looping is really the way to go.
Yeah.
If you've got guys like Toga and Purdue, because both those clubs have buys coming up, you'll be able to start looping some of these other guys. Boge, thoughts on selling Safe Arth for Egan to make room for Kles?
Bose has been max trading. I love Bose. He's been going
this
good.
is what you mentioned, Luke, with Safe Arth, right? Like it might have to be a sell because you might feel like that's the only way I can do what I need to do.
Lots of people are going to get Egan. Lots of people are going to get him. So I don't mind.
The number one trade.
Yeah, and I think do what you need to do to get to Kles.
Yeah. Well, shouldn't have traded him.
Josh Randall, 85. I've got 238k in the bank, and he is flexing that move. Who's the best replacement for Humphreys? I've got options of moving Campbell into the halves and buying a wing fullback.
Oh, okay.
Well, I think we've been talking Fogarty up a fair bit, haven't we? I really like. I like him.
Yeah. Or he saves even more money. He moves Campbell, then he gets like a Walsh, and then he can go big in the pigs, maybe. I don't know. I'd like to see the rest of his team to kind of answer that.
Yeah, that's risky.
I'm just saying, but he can make potentially some big moves.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Well, that's why we mentioned Tarpanay. Imagine having him in the pod.
That's what I'm saying.
Right.
That's what I'm saying. I'd rather risk that.
Off your bench, scoring 80s.
How's their bye schedule?
Well, I think it's good over Origin.
Yeah, okay.
So, and obviously Tarpanay, that's usually his time to shine.
Yep.
So, yeah. I don't mind it. It's Me is Munster a sell or hold? Definitely a hold.
Hold.
I feel like we just talked about how Origin players shine at this time of year.
Yeah.
He will.
They're starting to get into their groove now.
He'll get in his groove.
There's too much carnage to be getting rid of blokes like him.
Too much.
Too much. Mate, there's just so much. Like we lost three or four players to hamstrings.
Yeah.
Why would you tempt fate? Just don't do it.
Anything could happen at any time.
Yeah.
So just do it. And the Raiders only have a bye, their first bye in round 15.
Okay. Well,
Very good.
long term.
Lock it in, Eddie.
Jack Abraham, long-time listener, first-time caller of the week. Roosters pack this week is Haas, a captaincy option. My Haas pairing isn't great.
Oh, don't sell yourself short, Jack.
It's probably what I'm going to do, Jack, because I sold Cleary. So it's probably what I'm going to do. I might do May, though, as a West Tigers fan.
I don't mind the May. I don't mind May.
I think May's safe.
I feel like it's just something out of the box, and he might just...
How many minutes does Haas get
I also think Haas is great this week too. I really do. Without Lindsay, I think he's going to eat, man.
But the thing is, what if he gets put on ice with 30 to go?
Well,
like he hasn't had much.
I've been following this pattern on the weekend. He played the Tigers. Carrigan stayed on this time, and Haas got the rest. So I wonder if this week it's
Hetherington got extra minutes.
That's right. Carrigan might get the rest this time. I'm just saying it could be. Yeah. I still wouldn't be scared of captain.
I'll probably
Haas.
captain Haas.
Yeah.
I mean that's why you bought him.
Yeah.
Notorious Tash. Is that Jack again?
Notorious Tash.
She's got a notorious moustache.
Yeah.
Oh, right. Okay.
Reece Walsh, a viable buy option yet? I do recall your episode a couple of weeks ago where someone on the panel said he bottomed out, but he seems to.
He does, but I think he's viable now.
I want to see it first. I want to see a 60, and then I'm probably going to get on.
I'm. You know how I feel. I'm going to keep him.
Should have kept Liero. I told you to keep Liero and sell Walsh.
Notorious. That was me, Notorious. You can keep going on me, but I think why would you not get a 480k fullback like him?
Cream always rise to the top.
Yeah, he's gonna just
kick goals. I just want to see it first.
He might kick goals as well. Yeah. He's a great goal.
And just remember, in that Tigers game on the week, he had one drop ball where he could have scored, and he got a bad pass where he pretty much could have got another try assist and a try. Yep. So just remember those things. But happy to take the heat on that.
He just wants to know what we do with Marky Mark. Look, they play early enough. He might end up playing.
Well, the mail is that he's going to play. But
my gut said he's going to play.
Yeah, I think he might.
And use him, and like Paulie said, just use him as a loop anyway, because he's centre wing fullback.
Then you've got a great position.
Yep.
If you're tossing up your likes of Tamale, Toyer and Purdue, you can only play two of those three or one of those two. If you only got two of them, then Mark just sits in your centre, and then the other one.
Don't sell him, Heath. He'll be a mainstay in that team. Don't sell him. That's the least of their problems at the moment.
Well, he's like a shining light, right?
Good question.
Yeah.
All right, Luke, Seifley, and Jamal and Rolly, thanks so much.
Thanks for having me.
Lots of stuff on NRL.com this week, so stay tuned. And, of course, all your fantasy news, analysis, highlights. There's written stuff, there's our stuff, and in-app stories. If you haven't done it yet,
get on board.
Get on board.
So, yeah, they updated up. It's amazing.
Yeah, it's really good.
Just go on a deep dive, guys. It's really user-friendly now. It's awesome. Get on board.
I'm sold.
We'll see you again back here next Tuesday. See you later.